the Main Event Status Sports Show. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Main Event Status Sports Show. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. This show, of course, is brought to you by Haps TV. If you have not done so, go ahead and download the Haps TV app. If you're out there watching on Facebook, as I know a lot of good people are, go ahead, download the app. And when you do so, you're going to get some coins, right? They give you some coins. Go ahead and support the show. You want to help a brother out. So, like I said, I've been MIA. A lot of stuff been going on, getting the wrestling realm going on and other stuff. But the Ravens made a signing today, and I'm happy about it. I know some people aren't. Let me know how you feel in the chat. They just signed Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is a former first-round draft pick. He was drafted by the Buffalo Bills, I want to say 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to know, I've seen some chatter on social media. A lot of people don't like it. He stays hurt. That's one of the things I got from people. He stays hurt. How we going to deal with this? He ain't going to be on the field, whatever. He was the number 4 overall pick. He is a Super Bowl champion as he won the championship with the Chiefs. Now, they had a lot of weapons. Patrick Mahomes had a lot of weapons. When he came into the league, he made a big splash, if I can remember, with the Buffalo Bills. He had to deal with EJ Manuel. I remember EJ Manuel tweeting his excitement, and then all of a sudden things kind of fell through with EJ Manuel, and now the Ravens will have Sammy Watkins. A lot of Baltimore fans have been complaining. If you're not in the Baltimore area, you're not on the Baltimore circuit, one of the things everybody's been complaining about is the wide receiver position. When are they going to go out and get some weapons? We got this great dynamic quarterback. He's coming in a contract year. So people are saying, is that a conspiracy or not? So who knows? But just looking at his stats, okay. So in his career, he's had only one season with more than 1,000 yards receiving, and that was his second year, his sophomore year. His rookie year, though, not too shabby, 982 yards. So you make the argument, maybe he lost some yards there, maybe he missed, couple of plays, obviously, but definitely he had his most receptions that year with 65. The next year he would have 60 yards, so he obviously had more average. He's definitely known for his speed. So we shall see. You're going to have him and Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown, if some people don't want to call him Hollywood just yet, on the opposite side. But, Watkins is only, he's a 7-year vet. So I would think it's a 1-year deal. It's a low risk, folks. So what does this do? This allows the Ravens to kind of say, all right, you can either outplay this contract or you play well, we'll reward you. So you got to be thinking, this guy wants to stay in the NFL. Hopefully he can stay injury-free. He missed a lot of games over the past few years. Only 2 touchdown receptions last year, 3 the year before, and 3 before that. His year in LA, he had 8 receptions off of only 39 catches and 593 yards. But his longest reception that year, 67 yards. So I'm excited to see what the Ravens offense will do with him. I'll tell you one thing, it's definitely going to be fun on Madden because I don't play the way Greg Roman coaches. So that's one thing. Now, obviously, in my franchise mode, I went out and got Will Fuller the first year, and I kind of did something I normally wouldn't do. I actually picked up Antonio Brown, but that's Madden, of course. So with Madden, you can do stuff like that. But, Sammy Watkins, this is going to be fun. I almost said Sami Zayn. Just got finished recording my wrestling show, so I was thinking about pro wrestling. So I almost said Sami Zayn, who will be facing Kevin Owens. Talk about a WrestleMania dream match. ROH fans, we've seen this at Best in the World. Now we're going to get it at WrestleMania. But that's a whole different ball game. Go to the Wrestling Realm for all the wrestling conversation. Y'all surely quiet. I appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what y'all think, though, because I'm interested to see how people feel. Is this a good move or this is a bad move? Like I said, I think it's a good move. I think you would have seen people really go crazy if the Ravens would have signed him to a 3-4 year deal. We saw former Ravens receiver Willie Snead joined the the Las Vegas Raiders. So Snead is somebody I'm sad to see go, folks, to be honest with you. I know he didn't have like, he didn't scare defenses. But the one thing about Snead was he was a dog. He'd go up there, catch the ball. He would go toe to toe with cornerbacks. So that's one of the things that I'm, a little disappointed in. Let's see who watching. We got my man Brian ain't lying. Brian, come on now. If you want, you can get on this show because you know how we do, bro. He said wide receivers ain't rushing to play with Lamar. Malik Diggs in the house. Malik, you also welcome to get on the show. Y'all can come talk to me. But says wide receivers ain't rushing to play with Lamar because, like Dez said, you'll end up being a blocking receiver. And I got a problem with that. And maybe I shouldn't, but Dez Bryant and everybody who knows me knows that I was a diehard Cowboys fan. I was one of the people who I was a fan of the Cowboys and I rooted for the Cowboys and the Ravens at the same time. And I got a lot of heat for it. Then, it got to be too much. It got to a point I'm like, man, this is stressful. Heartbroken twice a year, every time. So I let the Cowboys go. I ain't gonna lie, them dudes make it to the Super Bowl. Guess who's gonna be rooting? I'm gonna be rooting loud and clear. Um, but I won't say so. I don't dislike them. I'm not that guy that roots for them every day, night in, night out, like I used to. I'm not throwing away my Cowboys hats and my Cowboys jerseys. But with that being said, Dez Bryant, the Cowboys let you go. You went to the New Orleans Saints. You didn't play a game. The Ravens, sure, you came in there. But here's what these guys did that none of the other 30 plus teams did. They gave you an opportunity to play the game. So to go out there and bash, I think that's just disrespectful, especially considering you talk about, okay, you'll end up being a blocking receiver. You had a paycheck. You had a job. We also understand that, you did more. You wanted to play the game. I understand that. But you also had a learning curve. You had a learning curve. So to go out there and be disrespectful, and I would say this to Dez, I'm not one of them people, I'm going to say all this stuff behind the keyboard. No, but you had a learning curve. So understand there was a learning curve right there, but to go out there and kind of deter receivers away, because no matter what, Dez Bryant's voice carries weight amongst the wide receivers. They recognize him as one of the greats of this generation, regardless of what it's been the past few years. So for his voice to carry weight, yes, it can deter people, like my man Brian Ain't Lying said. But I think that's unfortunate for him to do that. But with that being said, I'm glad Sammy Watkins said, you know what, I'm gonna go to Baltimore. I'm gonna get a chance. Sports guy, Q, what up? Tuning in from Twitch. What up, bro? How you feeling, man? Appreciate you joining. I am excited about Sammy Watkins being here. Everybody in Baltimore knows the Ravens need to make some adjustments to that offense. It's like the pieces are right there. And I think that they have wide receivers that they can develop, right? Miles Boykin changed his game because of an influence of Dez Bryant. You watched the way he was catching the ball. You saw that. So there's an opportunity right there. And I know people want them to go out there and make the big splashes in free agency. I've always said, okay, thank you, Greg Roman, for what you've done. That ship has now sunk. Maybe we should start looking at other places. Now, there's shout out to my boys at the 410 Sports Talk. They brought up some ideas about maybe here's some positives. They brought more positives that any mainstream media has been bringing up about Greg Roman. So it makes you look at it and say, okay, but at the end of the day, we've seen this with Cam Cameron. When it was time, the Ravens had to make that move in order to go to the next level, which they would, and they would go ahead and win the Super Bowl. Hopefully, Just hopefully they will. Greg Roman will make some adjustments. I don't want to just wish for a man to lose his job, but come on now. This is a business that we want to see players win. We want to see our teams win. And I know Baltimore fans, we are spoiled. Okay, we understand that. We won two Super Bowls, a Super Bowl within the first 5 years. That was never heard of. And then we won more Super Bowl, we won another Super Bowl. So recognizing that. But look, you play to win the games. You root for winners. So yeah, come on, get it together. You got a generational talent in Lamar Jackson, and everybody here in Baltimore, I guarantee you, wants to see this young man win. We want to see him get that Super Bowl. We want to see him hoist that Lombardi trophy. And that way we can say, I told you so. Because everybody just wants to say he's a running quarterback. He's a running quarterback, and running quarterbacks get hurt. What do people say? It said intelligent NFL analysts say, most of the time it's former players, say running quarterbacks usually get hurt in the pocket, not while they're running. That's the part people don't pay attention to. So we'll see. But I do think they'll open up the passing game more. Now, the thing is, you're going to have to respect two of these receivers' speed between Hollywood Brown and Sammy Watkins. You're going to have to respect their speed. Miles Boykin, hopefully, he takes it to the next level. Obviously, you got the tight ends. I expect the Ravens to make a draft move. We'll see. But I do expect them to make a draft move and grab another receiver. It was a gentleman, my guy Cody was mentioning. But you know what? This just in from my boy Malik, who can't get on right now, but this is what he has to say. This is a good signing. And in most offenses, he has been a number 2 receiver, but he always was able to get his stats by being efficient, which is something the Ravens definitely like. Good players who can produce with consistency and be efficient in the system they have. And this might not be their last move. The draft changed now with these picks that were traded, but we will see. Don't sleep on Moore from Purdue and Terrace Marshall from LSU. They are sleepers. And it's funny Malik say that. And let him know I just read this on air. It's funny Malik say that. Shout out to my guy Cody Stewart from the Legacy Makers Sports Network. I hope I got that right. Cody said the same thing. Cody does these mock drafts, and I urge everybody to check them out on Twitter and on Facebook. But Cody does these mock drafts, and you can find him at, let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, at _ Cody Stewart. And as I get ready to go to tweet this, mentioning Cody mock draft about the Ravens flock on Haps. Let's see. Hopefully Malik's Twitter ain't changed. It did. I gotta find it. So let's see. Yeah, Malik's Twitter changed again. But yeah, Malik said the same thing. And I mentioned to Cody because Cody said the same thing about Terrace Marshall from LSU. And that's the thing. If you go back, a lot of times there has been what the Ravens could be doing, and people may not be patient enough. They could be building, right? They could be building their trio right now as we speak. You got Lamar Jackson, your quarterback. You got Hollywood Brown, your wide receiver. You got J.K. Dobbins. That's your 3. And then you go get another wide receiver. Who knows, right? Marvin Harrison. Oh, no. Peyton Manning, Edgerrin James, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. Now, you move out Edgerrin James, you put in Joseph Adai, they win the Super Bowl. That's not the reason, but I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to build these things. You don't always get at these wide receiver or these offense positions. Shout out to Mark Ingram getting these guys ready. You know what I mean? He got these guys ready. He got, we see Gus the Bus. Obviously, the Ravens want to get a deal done with him. Um, so who knows? I am tweeting at Brian H. Waters if you want to make sure you follow me over there. So yeah, I wanted to get that out while I was thinking about it because this is what I can do. It's my show. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. But yeah, so as I get ready to wrap this up, I just wanted to hop on here real quick. Make sure if you haven't done so, download the Haps TV app. There's a lot of great news, sports. You got people doing church services on here. You got people doing like really good artists on here. You can connect it to, and then if you want to broadcast, holler at me. I could get you hooked up. You could broadcast to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Yes, you could broadcast to Twitch. My guy Quinn just came in through his Twitch channel to holler at me. So make sure y'all check that out, folks. Like I said, Ravens getting this signing done. I'm interested to see where do they go from here. Hopefully, we'll see with the draft. The draft changed. We saw the 49ers have the number 3 spot. Who do they choose? Who do the 49ers choose? They traded picks with the Miami Dolphins. That's going to be interesting. As the words of Jim Ross, business has just picked up. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. And as the man from AEW, the world champion, would say, goodbye and good night.